In 2011, the film The Artist was released. It was an older influence film of the 1920s. It tells the story of a silent movie star meeting a young dancer, but the arrival of talking pictures sends their careers in opposite directions. IMDb describes the story as, outside a movie career, enthusiastic fan Peppy Miller literally bumps into the swashbuckling hero of the silent film, George Valentin. The star reacts graciously, and Peppy plants a kiss on his cheek as they are surrounded by photographers. The headlines demand, "Who's that girl?" and Peppy is inspired to audition for a dancing bit part in the studio. However, as Peppy slowly rises to the industry, the introduction of talking pictures turns Valentine's world upside down. The director of this film was Michel Hazanavicius, and he was the writer as well. The two stars are Jean Dujardin and Berenice Bejo. Michel Hazanavicius was born and raised in Paris, France. His grandparents were originally from Lithuania, but relocated to France in the 1920s. Hazanavicius attended art school and moved on to work as a director for commercials and television projects. Another film found to be similar to The Artist is Singing in the Rain. It has a similar story, a silent film romantic teen telling the story of one man not being truly in love with a woman behind the scenes, but since he's famous, he also has to pretend to be in love with her, but then off-screen really wants to be with another woman. And this was in the time of silent films, but going into talking and then to an actual musical. Gene Kelly, Gene Hagen, and Donald O'Connor star on the screen, and all the elements of the Rainbow program are carefully contrived and guaranteed to put you in a buttercup mood, as one person said, a reviewer on Rotten Tomatoes. And also in this film, The Artist, in looking at movies, the book, it really provides more of an understanding that this movie was all about photography. In one sense, movies are simply a natural progression in the history of photography. The word photography means literally writing with light, and technically, the static representation of reproduction of light. The concept has its beginnings in ancient Greece. In the 4th century BCE, the Greek philosopher Aristotle theorized about a device that later would be known as the camera obscura. It's also evident in both of these films, both Singing in the Rain and The Artist, that it was the famous Hollywood style of the silent period, which was 1908 to 1927. The silent era of film history is distinguished by D.W. Griffith's developments in narrative form, the crystallization of the classic Hollywood style, the ascendance of Hollywood as the center of the world's motion picture industry, the development of movie genres and early experiments with color and animation. And that was evident as The Artist truly did a throwback movie, doing black and white, and also a silent film where everything had to be evident on their face.